Welcome back for our super chats. Yes, we are a little bit late today, but better late than never. Welcome to our super chats. Yes, we do have these live weekly, and I do have some of the rules associated to such. Best in, first dressed. Best practice is to get in as soon as possible. And I do feel we do have a disclaimer. I don't give any medical advice. Okay, professional, financial, or psychological. And if you need such, seek a professional. I do need to tell you this by law. Anyhow, if you do want to join a YouTube membership, we do have some perks. Some of them might change, but I'll well and truly give them a month's notice should that ever eventuate. We are going through a transition at the moment, and that is because I have started a second job. Same with protein shake. My twin thought it was really fitting, because it was like one of the drinks, vice versa. Wish this was a G&T. Anyway, it's a protein shake because I am having a bit of a detox at the moment, trying to keep hydration up due to the fact that we do have Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces retrograde. We're going to get very dehydrated. What's another thing? I did do a video previously, the previous super chat. It did give you a little bit of a PDF, which I may make a video if I've got 5 minutes of time. I have restructured a lot of the timeframes I'm available on the website for personal bookings. Those of you that are in America, for instance, with your time zone conversion, I've got information videos, a run through, especially if you're a new client, how to actually book a reading. So there's a page that gives you the instructions for it. And it does request when you do land on the booking page, and especially, if you're a first time person who's booking, go to the computer. If you can't, you'll still get that information via the website on your telephone. But it does go through into information on what you're going to need to know when you're booking, and predominantly your time zone. So it does have a clock on there that shows what time I am in, what zone I'm in, which is in Perth, Western Australia. Upon booking, I have updated all the links in it. So what you generally get from the website, which is good, is you will get a notification after purchase, and it's going to give you all the links and information. It will then give you a notification 24 hours before, I believe, a text message also, should you place your mobile number into it to actually remind you, because it does happen, especially during Mercury retrogrades. There's always things that go pear-shaped. I'm a very reasonable person, but I do state in the disclaimers that there is, for first-time bookers, you must read that information. And if for some reason you just simply don't turn up, it is a missed booking. If it's your first time, there will be a service charge fee if you need to reschedule. And that's because that time is directly allocated. I've waited for that, and it's a missed opportunity for another client. So I'm not an unfair person by any means. I try to be as transparent as possible. But the times I'm available now, Monday to Friday, are in the evenings. Okay, so that's for those of you in America. It will be your evening. No, it'll be in your AM. If you're wanting, say, a 10 a.m. booking, it's going to be a Saturday session, which will be your Friday. But if you have any troubles and you need some support with it, you can PM me via the website. As soon as I'm home, I will connect with you. Alternatively, if you are wanting connection support, you can go through to the YouTube membership, which I do communicate pretty much with the members daily. What else has changed? So yes, I am doing another job. That is actually going to enhance the experience here on YouTube. In the previous video I mentioned, we do have a new link for PayPal. It is for bookkeeping purposes. You can pay via YouTube. You can pay via the PayPal link, and you can also use credit card for the super chats as a donation. So the new link will have my YouTube banner. If you are coming across the other one, please don't use it. I'm going to go through with all the super chats. What I did do was pin a payment link, which it is still my account, but for bookkeeping purposes, it's going to be difficult. So it's going to mean I'm going to have to manually enter that in. And with 2 jobs, creative content, clients, I just simply don't have time. So I have actually connected that so that it's not going to be a problem. So we do have our super chats coming up. These are the ones on the list so far. What else do I have to say? So how have we been handling the energy? Has it been fun? Very unmotivated potentially. I hope you checked out the twin flame joint connection. I did it this morning live. We do also have the twin flame updates in the members. So those of you that are taking a look at masculine, feminine, and karmic, you have yours 2 weeks ahead. Yeah, you guys are 2 weeks ahead of the main page. So if you do want to join the members and you want to see what's coming up in the twin flame path, the feminine, masculine, and karmic, they already have their content. We also have the element reads, which the next one coming up is divine masculine. So each one of you, I'm going to try and get the star signs done after this and try and get into it. I pretty much have been working Monday to Friday. Some days I'm doing 11-hour days. So I'm trying to get into a habit of when I get home to record a video. So the star sign is going to be slightly delayed due to my heavy schedule and body adjustment. And it has taken quite a bit. If you can hear some noise in the background, it's my bloody washing machine because my puppy is in. Can you hear her? She does it every time. Maybe she wants to be a YouTuber. She has grown quite a bit, but she's in the laundry nevertheless. So if you hear a woof, that's my dog. Can you hear her? So who do we have first? Carrie. Hi, Carrie. Yes, I did get your memo. Oh, look, I love my washing machine. Absolutely love it. And it's an Australian brand. It's called Salt. And it has no spinner in the middle, but it's got, it does up to 12 kilos. I don't know what, that would be in America. So this is another thing. I've become American. Kilos to what do you do yours in? Would it be pounds or would it be like with your washing machines? What do you have over there? Hit me with it. It was a long memo. I got the PDF, Kerry. It's okay. I'm going to have quite a busy day. We've got Verge Slide collection over here. So I've started getting that ready, cleaning the garden up. With our previous moon in Cancer, it was a lot to do with wanting to be home or having family-related dynamics coming up, feeling pulled in different directions. So it's BLs. Okay, let's check. Converter. Okay, so it's 26.45 BLs. That's what my washing machine is. Yes. Yes, so it's a big washing machine. And it was quite affordable. Okay, so money's on your mind, Kerry, right? You got money on your mind, you got values, you got worry, war, energy. You're like, I know I can do more. I know I can get more. You could be on the fence to do with money. This can be different things. Yeah, no joke. It's a big washing machine. Look, I used to have one that was slightly smaller, so it was 10. And I had that as a single parent, and that was because I was tired of going to. So it was around 22 BLs. So it was, if you need to put a quilt in or you got to put something larger in, it had the settings so that you could reduce the water content. And this one is a water saver, which is fantastic. But at the same time, so it's energy efficient, it's water efficient. But if you have a large item, and I'm quite pedantic with my cleaning, you can actually put that in there and not have to go to the laundromat. And for me, that was a bonus, especially being a single parent, not having a lot of time. It was like, look, they've even got Wi-Fi ones these days, so you can set and forget and do it remotely. I was like, do we really need that? Maybe. Could come in handy. It's like bake and forget. Be good if they had a slow cooker that actually refrigerates till you need to turn it on, and then it gets it ready so that you can cook your dinner. That would be great. Sure, this technology stuff is coming out. So, Kerry, back to you. Okay, the first thing I'm getting, sweet, is that you do have abundance on your mind. Okay, so it's like, it's this. Could it be that you're really worried about it? You know, this is personal value. This is you feeling like people are underestimating you. Could you be underestimating yourself? 100%. But I also get it's to do with money. This can be, and again, I do feel you're going to have lady luck with this, but it is about tweaking things. Be it it's coming down to things that we've discussed, you know, in your zodiac with what's going on with you. It could be you're looking at where this other money source is coming from and how much more you actually could be getting, and you're on the fence with it, or you're thinking it's good for the interim and then it can increase later. This also could be in relationship to work, but I feel as that situation over there resolves itself and you commit to it in some sense, it's gonna, that stress level dissipate. Does that make sense? I do feel extra coming in. And I do feel you can be looking at different ways that you can handle this. I also feel a creative process that could be coming through for you. This could be a home-based business. This could be looking at different options that you can actually do outside of what you currently are doing right now. But again, because we're in this Venus retrograde, I would say anywhere between now and September, the money attribute of things, how you view things, is going to be very different. You could be tweaking. You also may stress eat, okay? So that emotion can come up with the transits. It could be overindulgence. It might be extremes. It could be that you're getting burnt out. And so you're really focused on this at this point in time where there's no solution. If you directly have been moving towards a circumstance and you've been addressing it, what you need to do is just go, look, I've already addressed that. I'm not going to look at it 101 times. It's like 101 Dalmatians. There's so many different ways it can go. You know something's moving. You know that you're committed to addressing it. So it's almost like stepping back and scrubbing that off your plate of worry. Does that make sense? Then you can actually focus on being present and being in the here and now. There are also subjects to do with emotions, feelings, judgment, could be flashbacks of the past and betrayals within connections, how that made you feel. And I think just really getting down to that one space is going to help you get grounded. These are all old subjects, old stories of the past. Like I said, flashbacks, memories, thought processes. It could be taking you backwards and feeling really that you got nowhere, but you really have. You know, nothing is for nothing. So you are getting somewhere, but you're really, from an egoic point of view, being very critical on yourself. I do feel you're desperately wanting change, and it comes through in our aura. So it's coming through in a feeling. It's like, for goodness sakes, you know, I'm really tired of this. I put a lot of effort in. I should be paid my dues. So it's like really looking at it and accepting that, really looking at it and going, yes, I have done the best. Can I go into this more? Maybe, say, if you're working for a person, going like, I don't own this. If I'm here, I'm here. If I'm not, I'm not. When I get home, what am I doing for my Zen space? Where is this taking me? Could this situation be a very temporary situation? It could be, but don't stress about that. Because if this is what universe feels it's meant for, it was there as a transition. I do particularly feel that it's almost like, you know, and I spoke to my twin about this. It's like rejection is universe's protection. So if something's ever taken from us, it's there to aid us, because we sometimes we already knew something was a problem, but we didn't want to honor it. And it was like, no, in the 3D world, this is what I have to do. And so sometimes when we get these door stops or doors closing, we take it so very personal, but it's usually that universe has a better offer for us. So try and trust the process. I do feel you're not wanting to make any, you know, risky decisions. And again, I do think this comes back to the element of, you know, wealth, people appreciating you. It's you knowing what this is within you, and then you saying, is whatever anyone is offering me, is it in alignment with my belief of what I'm worth? you could be increasing something. You could be re-looking at it and going, no, I actually, am I on the right path here with this decision? What my guides are showing me is ask more questions. I think if you ask more questions and you become comfortable with it, you're going to feel better. I also do feel a lot around your career is shifting. You're very ambitious, like you do give 110%. But again, if that's not what they're requiring of you, do the essential. Does that make sense? But I do feel because you have ambition and you do put 110% in, you do feel you should be getting what you're worth. What you are increasing is your experience, your skill set, and you can always take that with you, but you cannot be replaced, if that makes sense. I do feel this is adding to an argument base where it can be, it's almost like they're going to need you more than they think. And a lot of these learnings, it's almost like you could be teaching other people. I also feel from a love point of view, there's certain lessons that people need to learn, and sometimes less is more. I do particularly feel if your twin is going through a transition around career and you're worried about that, you both of you are going through a similar thing. So that also can be coming up as well. I feel information is coming through the grapevine. I feel it's pending. I don't feel it's bad. I just feel it's information. I do feel at the moment, though, because you're desperate for that change, like don't underestimate the power that is on your side of the fence. Remember, I did say to you, because your star sign is Aries, what you are going to find is suddenly the spotlight's on you. And it's almost where, how do I explain it? It's almost where universe is saying, what do you want to do? Yeah, on the, other side of it, it's always been, well, what do other people think? What do other people need? And it's like, no, there's no, this is all about you right now. So if you're feeling something's not good for you, pulling the pin on it, taking direct steps, if you feel there's a process to doing that and it holds with integrity, do that too. But there is power, and it's about, whatever you're wanting to do, it's about taking those steps and doing it, because I do feel you have more power than you think. And I do feel this is going to be positive in the long run, but it's about understanding how the transits are directly impacting you. There are going to be some delays. There are going to be some changes of plans, and be okay with changes of plans. Be okay with slight delays. There also could be this synchronistic, how do I explain it? It's almost like you're going to be able to know when somebody is actually lying to you, and you're going to go, I know you're lying. But again, it's more towards themselves. Don't personalize it. It's nothing to do with you. It's a process. So just be really gentle on yourself. But again, if people are judging you, we're worse on ourselves. Honestly, I feel our judgment on ourselves is so much more. I just feel you're being super strict on yourself, but I definitely feel there's a shift with you. And just really try to know that the decisions that you need to make, don't go over them a million times. If you come to a conclusion with something, make peace with that and then say, okay, I have acknowledged the fact that X, Y, and Z is crapping me. What do I need to do with this now? What is my best course of action? And start taking steps. With Neptune in Pisces, it is to do with our dreams, but it's also, we're going to want so much detail. So, we've got transits in Virgo. We're going to want the detail. We're going to be basing our assessments on detail. But we also could be almost like trying to be perfect, and it's impossible. There's no possibility of everything going according to plan. It's a great time to do paperwork, a great time to actually look after this moon that we had in Cancer of, okay, what is the realism of the circumstance? What questions do I need to be asking in situations? And, trying not to personalize them, but whatever we're feeling, to actually move towards our value system and to know, look, it's our value system ultimately. We don't necessarily need to be rich. I've got one beautiful soul friend that's always like, think of the money. And I really, over the years, don't think of money as money. Maybe because my North Node is Scorpio and we have just left that axis. It's a very changed energy, especially for Scorpios. Quite heavy at the moment, obviously, for Aries, for Scorpio, for different zodiac signs. But particularly because it's more to do with a process over because money is required in life, but again, it's an energy exchange. But it can't come before your wellness. Does that make sense? So just really looking at the practical, but I do feel, looking at, you'll probably get more energy as that we move forward. Many of us would have had less energy. So of course, it's a bit like going shopping hungry. There's that lack mentality, overshop. Yes, I do feel so, but there could be some judgment coming through on your side. There could be paranoia, there could be worry, there could be the gossip that directly is impacting it, fretful feelings, just lack mentality energy that's going to come up, and it is because of the transit. So I hope that helps. Giggle. Let's see what's coming through with you. Well, the first thing I got for you, Giggle, and it came through to me, I think 2 days ago. The first thing I heard was welcome to reunion. That was the first thing. Welcome to reunion. And it doesn't always look how we think it looks, okay? So that was the first message. Most welcome, Kerry. That was the first message I got for you. It doesn't always look like you think it does. But the first thing they said was, welcome to the union stage. So there is a progress that you directly are going through, and it's going to feel, at times psychologically, you may feel you're going 20 steps back, and that's within your own aura. That's within your own energy. But it's not. It's just because you will find every time you relate to it differently, you are going forward, but you feel you psychologically going back. You're going to have a lot of revelations how things are blocking you. But you are taking those things to the past. So those things are shifting into the past. What have we got here? Yeah, like a lot of old feelings have come up. You might have even noticed some old vibrations. This can be harshness, abruptness. I do feel you've noticed differences in your twin, but I do feel some of your actions and your words and your feelings and the way you relate to it, I just think it's really different now. I do feel it's lighter, but you're putting this lack mentality to the past. You're trying to stay as present as possible. This is a fresh start, and I feel you can feel the precipice of change. So, in your heart space, you're trying to take it from today. You're using the energy, the education, the personal experience of the past to support you in the here and now. This is love from the past. This is feelings in the current here and now. It's like you're in three realms. You're in the past, you're in the present, you're in the future. You're trying to stay in the present, but that moon really did a number on you, okay? So it's almost like you feel things are moving, but in the 3D, it feels quite stagnant, if that makes sense. And this could be you wanting to slow things down. This could be old, like I said, old things coming up. But again, they keep saying, welcome to reunion. I do feel you're noticing a lot of patterns coming up with your twin. This can be on their side of the fence, though. I don't directly feel it's on your side. This could be a quietness. I feel a lot of positive energy. You also could be worried about your mum. It's like, do I go left? Do I go right? How is this going to transition? Like sometimes they're things that we never really looked at, but then suddenly they come up and it's like, okay, if there is movement, what does all these things around me mean? There could be a question to do with travel. This could be coming through just generally in your life where you're wanting a holiday, or it could be that you are needing to travel. For some reason, I see some element of paperwork from overseas. Yeah. I definitely see different friendship groups coming through, especially for your counterpart. It's almost like they're severing away from old connections. There's going to be a lot more freedom to see each other soon. Yeah. I do feel every time you feel like you're ditching it and you're walking away, it's coming back, because that is detachment. And they're saying, you know, you are requiring this person to level up. You are requiring it. It is physically moving. But like I said, my guides are saying your perspective of union. What if I was to tell you you're in union? You're in the pre-stages of union, okay? So what it looks like and what it feels like, it's going to feel strange. That's all I can say. I hope that helps. Definitely see some paperwork, though. I do feel positivity. You're going to feel a bit strange. I'm just going to say that. It's going to feel a bit strange. We have Leo next. Hi, sweet. How you doing? Are you in the house? Take a sip of my protein shake. My other one I took to work and it's in the dishwasher. I was like in a hurry. I had 4 videos I've done this morning. And I was colouring my hair, so, you know, behind the screen. Thus, the reason I wasn't live this morning is because I had my hair treatment in. Got to multitask, man. I don't have time during the week. It's always my daughter. PDF to children. Everything feels weird. You feel paranoid. Why is that? Let's look. Let's look. In what way? Look, number one, Leo can relate to children. I'll just be straight off the bat, okay? Because it's, and it's, again, sun in Leo. You are a Leo. Where is the Leo chart? Where's weird? Okay, number one, look, Pluto's in Capricorn, but technically because of its degree point, we're still getting the energy of Aquarius. It's cuspy, right? So that is relating to your marriages, contracts, partnerships, but it's Pluto. It's the things, the control we have, the feeling, the changes we need to make, but how it impacts our health and what power we have. Our bad habits, 6th house, I'll just say, it can be bad habits. It can be health. It can be bad habits. It can be our personal house of undoing through our routines and the way we eat, the way we feel, the routine we hold, the power we feel we have, and Venus is retrograde. The other thing is 1, 2, 3. The 4th house of children is Scorpio, and the node's just moved. But again, Pluto directly is impacting that. Technically speaking, depending on, your little one's astrology, you just missed it. Depending on your energy, I don't get a bad vibe. I just get changes. I think all of us spiritually are changing. We definitely are feeling as though these changes are going to impact us. We can be looking at our careers. We can be looking at our values. We can be looking at our capacity and capability. And again, the 9th house can be to do with school, education, traveling abroad, being connected to a person from a foreign country or a different culture or a different location, and change. And your 9th house is very active now with the North Node in Aries, but it's like there's changes happening there. So is it about your sun? Probably not. It's probably more about you and what you feel in your 6th sense. There could be some changes that need to happen, but your consent. Again, I'm telling you, we are in 3 different realms at the moment. We're in the past, we're in the present, we're in the future, right? And so, but what can we do based on our experience of the past, where we are today and how we feel today to do with both, and where we are going in the future? What small steps can we take? I'm not telling. Don't tell her. Make her go back. Okay, so right now, you know where you are going, right? You have the spot. You're like, but to prevent you from succeeding in the inner child, we tell ourselves some stories so we don't try. And trust me, I do this myself. My twin is facing that shadow at the moment with certain things. And it's like, I really made it a point of call in my life years ago. I laughed at myself so hard one day, and it was to do with money. It was to do with safety. It was to do with, career and safety and being alone. And am I going to be okay? And I just started laughing so hard one day. And I was like, if you can't do anything at all, but you are taking all direct steps and due action you physically can, there's nothing left to think about, right? Because the rest is completely universe. It's out of your control. And what will be, will be. And it's like it's just a different experience. So even if it was the worst case that could possibly happen, it's sort of like, well, it happens. And I'll just give you an example of what I was thinking. And it's like, and it's really morbid, but it's like if X, Y, and Z went pear-shaped and you ended up, say, locked up, you'd have a bed, you've had shelter, you'd have food. But while you have the power and you have the hands, you can physically make some adjustments to make that situation better. Does that make sense? So if you know where the spot is and the direction you're going, and on your side of what power you have, make those decisions, make those changes. Sometimes it can be a physical job. We hate it, but it's something we're really used to. And it was something I said to my twin yesterday through a previous partnership I was in. I noticed that this person, they had some health situations come up and they were really worried about their career. And the biggest thing was, but I'm nothing else but this. And that's so not true. Our skills do get transferred into different industries. I definitely have had that. I've definitely used my skills through commercial cleaning, through nursing, through managing factories. I've always taken my skills and reapplied them, and they've always become very resourceful for me. They've become very useful because you've got time management. But I think we compartmentalize ourselves into this is who we have to be forever. And at the moment with Venus retrograde, marriages, contracts, partnerships, our feelings, our vibrations, it's all shifting. But the Scorpio is holding us on, but it's keeping us stagnant. It's like a soul walking. So sometimes I say when we're getting the signs and synchronicities, is it directly to do with the situation you're looking at? Not always. Sometimes it's, is there something in my life I need to change, but it's causing me so much angst, but I'm holding on for grim death because it's something I've always known. Does that make sense? And I'm telling you, the North Node in Aries is going to require all of us to be very independent. You have changes to do with your values, your beliefs, your spiritual beliefs. You could be at war with them at the moment in your life. You could be looking at marriage. You could be looking at debt and, who you can depend on, but also being realistic about, are you dependable? So it's a catch-22, but it's happening to all of us collectively. It's not just you. Does that make sense? So again, stagnation. What do you need to decide to do? There is something to do with money. But is it? Is it to do with values? Is it to do with fairness? Is it to do with attachment? I remember saying, to my mum years ago, oh my gosh, I was told I couldn't have kids. I fell pregnant. I was in a partnership. And I was like, well, how am I going to do this? And she said, you just do. And the thing is, with any new spanner in the works that comes, blessings or however you see that situation, you just do resolve things as the conflict comes, be it it's a financial or a routine. It just solves itself. Look outside the box. So what have we got in your cards? Stagnation, pausing, fair-based frequency. Concerns about wealth, abundance, going into your ego, thinking about it, but maybe very fixed on a way you think it should be. Again, this card talks about the fact that sometimes, and I did mention this in the twin flame joint connection, it was a statement piece that an individual mentioned, and it was the thought process of, if you're in a relationship, things are better. Not necessarily. Some people can be in very toxic relationships, right? feeling that if we were in a joint connection, things would be better is not always necessarily true. But there could be some avoidance that you are having in separate areas that are still bringing these old feelings up. Even though you're like, well, will it? There is something to do with change in a contract, change in the way you're handling it. And I do feel there's something also to do with physical movement forward. This could also be your partnership. This could be, okay, I think that they're going through a hard time as well. This could be to do with home and family. This could be to do with them having to move, them maybe going back home. They have concerns about it. There is something to do with the movement forward, and I feel both of you are worried about it. You are feeling as though they are with somebody else, okay? You are feeling the reason there has been maybe ghost silence is that they're either healing through a past tense situation. You're on the cusp, there could be issues. You also could be thinking about the fact that, do you gel with the tribe and do you gel with them? Are your values on the same page, right? Are your values, is that that they have power and they cause conflict? I'm also getting you can communicate, all right? Keep it casual. Depending on the surrounding circumstance. Pause things with masculine. Got an itchy nose. I haven't taken my hay fever tablet. Yeah, you don't know where things are going. So it's almost like you're putting the brakes on, you're slowing things down. And, it's like things are just too overwhelming for you at this point. I think there can be personal things you're tackling. But there is a lot of inner work. It's almost like, I don't know why they're saying the sexual wounds, of third-party energies, betrayals, insecurities, that's coming up. Again, that's the inner child. And that's, again, the sun in Leo and Venus in Leo is to do with, our perspective, but that's about us. That's not about another person. So if a new person showed up in your life, that third-party betrayal energy all belongs to you now. So if we, in fact, have transformed and we've dealt with that shadow and we've dealt with those fears, just because a person is quiet doesn't mean to say something shady is going on, right? Just because we have not been getting maybe the attention we want doesn't mean to say that they don't have attention on us. Does that make sense? But they are making reference to the fact that, maybe journaling can help. It's like, hey, and because it's not that they're not relevant. It's not that those feelings aren't ours to have. It's more the fact that, is it impacting your future? Is that old emotion poisoning, the things that you're trying to touch, the things you're trying to achieve, the goals you're trying to move towards? That's when the emotion is affecting the communication. The communication is choppy based on how you are experiencing it, or is it just very in and out? And do you get what I'm saying? Because here there feels as though there could be something to do with their family coming up. And so it's making you feel that some sense of a lie is coming about. Just ask. Just be transparent. Cut to the chase, and ask the questions. You're also very dirty at them at the fact that your wellness sign, again, requiring something, but maybe they're not reciprocal on that or not gauging it, not gathering it. They're making reference to the fact it's not personal, but they do have a messy situation they're currently dealing with at this point in time. Okay? I hope that helps. You could use crystals to help you. I mean, after we had the Cancer moon, Cancer and Leo energy can be very similar. I will say that, especially from channeled energy, is because we hold those things in. But the best thing is to journal, to get into some creativity, to actually, where we do have power, place that so that we don't feel it's been taken from us. But there is a lot of healing that you're going through. And again, Venus retrograde and your Venus is in Leo. old wounds will come up, my love, okay? Just don't let them define you, but do actually look at them and say, okay, who is this new version of who I am today? Is this resonating with me? What am I actually looking for in connections? I remember thinking back to some of the connections I had kind of attracted, and it was like, I was never going to go anywhere because I had changed so much. Does that make sense? Dawn. Shasta. I swear I've had Shazza in my head all week. Dawn, how you doing, sweet? Are you traveling okay? I really want to pull up. I'm baking the cake differently. What you getting for you? Good vibe, actually. Yeah, just get it out. Get it out. Good time to actually, spiritually, I would say, Leonix, writing it down, casting it to the wind, maybe burning it, and doing that cord cutting. But actually looking at the wounds and say, look, they do directly connect to you, but they don't define you any longer. They don't have to sabotage you. Not personalizing just because a person's behavior is different. It's about you. I used to say to myself, I am like a speck of sand or a 1 star in the hemisphere, and so why would everything be about me? You know what I mean? And then we're not personalizing everything another person does and making a mountain out of a molehill. And if we have something to say, really say, hey, this is what it makes me feel. But again, they don't have to change just for you. And that by no means is personal to you. It's just a viewpoint to look at. I remember somebody really requiring, and it was years after they had a separation, that we never could play music. And that's really about them. That's not about us. And we need to navigate these wounds so they don't define us. That way we can be very present in the here and now and have some positive things coming towards us. Do you get what I'm saying? So don't let it define you. Acknowledge it, but don't let it define you. Dawn, let's see. Ooh. Okay, first thing I'm hearing is visitors. You've had a huge shift, Dawn. I don't know what this is. Look, transits in Virgo can be difficult for you, but I think you're being very, very realistic, okay? Changes around the home. I see visitors. I see a huge detachment around your twin. It's just an attitude shift. And I think because of that, this person's actually becoming more interested. It's very detached. It's like, whatever. But positive things, some real positive things coming your way. Yeah, look, this is various areas. You've had a shift in perspective. You're ready to deal. You're ready to get things done. Could you have been thinking, where do I want to be? Yeah, and I think because of that, you're having that self-awareness, but this could be you're at home, this could be building your business, this could be coming home to self, looking at relationships differently, but no longer living in that lack mentality where something's amiss, something's off, everything is whole. So I feel you're a very whole version of yourself, and the things that you've really wanted to change for a very long time, I see you actually taking steps to make those changes. I'm also being shown that the simple things in life are often the best. And so the simplicity of life and observing your twin, but also observing your own life, you're really loving it. This could be great friends coming in. Look, I even feel very cutting to do with friendship groups. That in an awakening, I do recall through, and I think we're always awakening. We're not ever there. We're in levels. Where you are effectively, you do get to a stage where people will frustrate you because you've walked a mile in their shoes, and we want to preach and we want to help and we want to enable, and then we're just going crazy. And then we have this detachment where it's unconditional love, and it's like, and it's not personalized anymore. It's really interesting that you're having that experience. What are you going to do with it? So I feel you've had that vibrational shift. You've moved up the ladder. You're looking at it from an external point of view. You're not owning it. You're not eating it. You're not digesting it. You're like, that's you. This is me. I've been there. I know you will come to terms with it. I know you will get out of dodge. You're just going to have to hate it before you do. It's an egoic purge. Do you get what I'm saying? Even with your friendship groups, I do see you being selective, but I also feel you can mix with all. You just will relate to them differently. So there might be some friends that just are really needy and you're just going to give less and less and less to the point they understand the new vibration that you are and that that's just not going to work with you. They may project and you will hear that and you will go, they're projecting. This has nothing to do with me. This is Bali's. But you could particularly cut a person out of your life if you feel that's not fitting, because I feel a lot of positive vibes. I feel a lot of angels around you. I feel that crap has gone to the past. I'm hearing Rita Ora, the old me is dead and gone, and I just feel it's not resonating with you anymore. I do feel there is a soul on the other side. Earlier when I was channeling, I actually saw a wolf pass the screen here, and I do feel there is a person on the other side who is guiding you and protecting you. You do have a lot of angel guides around you, but this feels a person that was tribe to you, a person that was related to you. I do feel it's a female energy and there's a man behind it nagging, so they could directly be related, or this could be grandmother, grandfather. But again, I'm seeing two direct energies that are around you at the moment who are helping. Try not to get too cooped up on what twin has to do to cut ties. I do see them actually going through some conflict. Your energy, Dawn, honestly, is good. Do I see you actually picking up on other people's energy? 100%. It's almost like you're going to have that sixth sense and you're going to pick up on things. And you're just going to instinctively know that there's huge shifts. I do feel you can be having some dream states, and those dream states are going to give you some psychic downloads. Well, they're together. So is there juju there anymore? Not at all. No juju. Quite characters. Yeah. Yeah, you're dealing with the detail. You're moving towards your ascension path. You're in vibration. You literally are going to start looking at people who are shortchanging themselves as no longer victims, but maybe just learning a lesson. Does that make sense? Your twin definitely is getting over this BS with the karmic situation. I do feel there's arguments there. I do feel you're just attaching, but it's aiding this person to actually not blame you and to turn it in and to actually look at the situation that they're currently dealing with, and they're addressing it. I do feel you also could have some dreams to do with union, to do with a relationship. But you also, look, even if you are having flashbacks, Dawn, what I would highly advise you to do is say, I am facing my shadow. And just as you're seeing it, really detaching from it and saying that doesn't have to be the new outcome. That was the past. Yes, it hurt. Yes, that wasn't great, but that's not going to define me. It's not going to prevent me from moving forward. Your reading's really great, Dale. Very positive. I feel you're just going to be ever so selective of how you're dealing with things. It's almost like you're away with the fairies. Does that make sense? Was your granddad from a different culture? What nationality was he? Because the vibe I get, well, I'm being shown, like, I feel he was a very attractive man, but it's almost like I'm getting this gangster image. Like, that was just that era, though, that, clean shaved. Yeah, just really selective. I feel a lot of positivity. You're doing things now that bring you pleasure, right? I do see a birthday coming up. Yeah, very selective. You're just going with it. I hope that helps, Dawn. You got good vibes around you, doll. Yeah, well, he just looked very, how do I explain it? Was he a hard person? Yes. There you go. So they're making reference to that. Just be really detached. Really detached. Yeah. Is going to be all good. Just be really present. Be very, just be very present. Go with the flow. But yeah, I see your granddad to be Like, he had that demeanor that was like mafia. So yeah, military mafia. Also had that vibration that he was quite firm and strict, but really a big marshmallow. Okay. Shasta. How you doing, Dal? We have, for those of you that are new, I could not say her name, and I'm probably still not saying it correct. Yeah, especially with the North Node in Aries, it's 4 divine masculines. It's suddenly they're like, well, what am I going to do? Who am I going to be now? What do I bloody want? You know? So for the males collectively, that's how it's coming through. In feminines, there's going to be a lot of changes in our appearance and our attitudes and our assertiveness and our independence in going for our goals, in being ourselves. Okay, so Shazza. I don't know, man. What am I getting here? First thing I get is very goal orientated, right? Yeah. I mean, he still loved your grandmother. He just, yeah. If things had been different, that's all he says. If things had been different. Okay, so there's I get a lot of people around you. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Especially with Pluto now, they're in Capricorn. You know, we had Saturn and Pisces, Neptune. A lot of people are feeling fatigued. We had the Cancer moon. All signs were showing. All we wanted to do was go home and go to bed, or just to hide, to sleep. I mean, I've slept, but having 2 jobs, honestly, it's been a bit to navigate. You know, what's that old saying? Getting too old for this shit. But this is something that brings me pleasure. So, okay, so you have, it's almost, look, you're going to find things attractive. This could be your love interest. You're finding them quite attractive. For some reason, I also feel you can be goal orientated, but, you know, this can be hitting the gym, looking after yourself, caring for yourself. But I'm finding there's going to be temptation energy coming in towards you. So this can be people that you find really attractive and you're like, oh, but a bit of what we call in Australia eye candy. You're going to be noticing that. Yeah, me too. 100, me too, honestly. Okay, I don't know. Some old jealousies are coming up, but again, I don't feel it's on your side. I feel you're quite detached. I feel you're feeling yourself. You're just doing your thing. I also get reference to the fatigue may have impacted some of those goals that you had, but you're going to get back on it. You're probably going to find that in the weeks coming, you're going to feel better with that. You're very determined, though. It's like, I'm not quitting. I'm getting to my goal. I'm going to address it. I'm going to be everything I need to be. Could you have some old things that come up? Yeah, I think it's more to do with fatigue. More can be, you know, old things that used to trigger you coming up, but it's sort of like you're just washing them away. You're too tired. And I think the tiredness is actually aiding that. It's aiding you to go, look, the whole reason I'm feeling this is because I'm run down, not because it's a physical reality. I still feel you're being very private. I still feel you're being very selective about what you're telling a particular individual. You're listening. You're not. It's almost like you don't. I can't say you don't want to make a wrong move. I just feel you're biding your time. Does that make sense? You feel if there's something necessary to say at a correct time, you'll know what to say. But I feel this person's going to say it, not you. You may need to be careful about absorbing other people's energy at this point. You may find when you are quite tired that you're going to be more susceptible to energy vampires, but it's more intuitively, empathetically picking up on how other people feel. Maybe your twin and his concerns about his life, and it's almost like you can pick up on it. I feel you're going to be able to pick up on a shift. They feel you're doing good. Yeah, well, look, it's showing through the cards. It's like you're being selective of how you're talking about it. You're getting that there's some things that can be talked about. You're getting that they deserve their privacy. You're diving into it. You're addressing it. Look, they're making reference to the fact at a point in time when you guys met, they just simply weren't ready for somebody like you. Okay? You opened them up to a different level and it made them feel very nervous. It was nothing personal, if that makes sense. That was very much to do with them. Is there regret to do with not jumping in the deep end? Yes, but hopes are returning here. It wasn't that they found somebody better, okay? They always saw you as the person. There was something spiritually inside of them that needed to shift in preparation for it. They do feel out of sync at the moment. What they're saying is don't own it. It's not personal. They do find you very attractive. They're really happy that they can be honest and earnest with you now. They're happy that they can open up and they are also being selective of what they are saying because they don't want to hurt you further, if that makes sense. It's nothing that they're hiding. It's nothing that you don't know. They're just not wanting to bring that up unless it's something you're bringing up, if that makes sense, because they just feel it will be disrespectful towards you. Are they worried you will move on with somebody else? I do feel so. There's a pending tower moment coming around karmics, but I feel this could be on both sides. You know? There's something going down. It is going down. I mean, look at this. There's an avoidance, but it's going down. There's tension around this, but it's going down. So it's pending. Very close. Very, very close. I hope that helps. But yeah, no, look, they really, it's worse than you think. That's what they're saying. If you thought it was going to be centuries, it's not good. Situations they're going through are not good. They're not enjoying it by any means. Two separate people, two separate energies. Very, very difficult time. Marie, boy, Shasta, I love you, lady. Look at that, Shasta. You even changed it on YouTube. Love you, girl. So, we are going to do the reading. What I see coming through. Oh, you got Lady Luck on your side. You probably don't feel it at the moment. First thing I've got. Either you have a good sense of humor or you literally are going, nah, I do not believe this. Look at this. Hi, beautiful. Message about my twin union. What is going on with twin? Okay, you're welcome. Okay, the first thing I got, and I don't know whether this is your guides or this could be your attitude. It's really funny. I honestly laughed as soon as I saw it. I got the star card, and the first thing I heard, and excuse my French, was bullshit. You're like, I don't believe it. Because, you know, it's almost like the term pigs can fly. It's like we know it's there, but it's like there's no way this could have a happy outcome. It's only in the fairy tales. It's not real. There's a lucky break you're going to have. There is an outcome you're going to have, and it is going to go in your favor. But the first thing I heard was BS. It's like, where? Okay? So I don't know if this is your energy or it's your guides, but it cracked me up. It cracked me up. You're like, where? Where? Can pigs fly? I hope Atlanta giggle. You're like, what? Giggle just heard her video. Okay. Okay, so the thing you do have is something's moved considerably. I'll say that. This has moved significantly. It's a huge shift. Be it you are sensing it or it directly has happened in the 3D. They're just making reference to significant shift. The other thing I do get is that there is an individual linked to this person in question who is drama. Okay. Could this be an old person? It could be. Could it be a karmic? Could be. What I do get is a lot of jealousy, insecurity, problems, dramas. Not good. Okay. You're like, oh, this is gonna pull up a hornet's nest. You know, it's gonna. I feel a decision's been made. Now, I don't know whether you've been in communication with this person. There is a possibility. I don't know if this has come through in a, like a prophetic dream or some gossip that's come down the grapevine. The person directly is thinking about you. That's one thing I can say. Whoever this other person is, you're in the eye of the storm of it, and there's drama going on, and this person is vindictive. This could even be a thought you're having if, when and if this star card comes in, there's going to be BS linked to it. I want you to tune out of that. I want you to actually say it's resolvable. It's solvable. It's not the be or not. It's not permanent. It's not an issue. It's solvable. Because when you do tune into it, what happens is you pre-manifest it. And then you co-create that, and you don't want to do that, especially if they've had kids together or anything to that degree. Don't allow the situation to define you. This person shows a lot of lack of motivation inside the connection, especially when there's no communication. It's almost for the karmic's closure to see that they had an opportunity to make a connection correct, and then it can't be blamed upon you. They directly have try to attempt to keep a connection where it needs to be. We're in a Venus retrograde. So even, we say blast from the past, but this can even be karmic. So, I mean, I actually did get an inbox message from my twin side of the karmic cycle, okay? And I was like, I'm just not surprised these days because we get the good, the bad, and the ugly, all right? You also could be thinking, I definitely see this person close. Look, I would not be surprised if you get communication if they turn up at your door. It just feels so close. They're even telling me to ignore the cards. They're even telling me, like, regardless of these, they don't want you to focus on the blockages. I do see positive energy. I do see a physical shift. I see an offer of a partnership. Don't stress. Don't stress, because usually if there's no communication, there's crap going down. Don't stress. If you've sent the white flag out, that's all you need to do. Leave it be. I just get communication, okay? I hope that helps. But what is going down is some messed up stuff that side, right? But the star card's there. Don't require instant gratification, which is, well, I sent it, so why didn't I get a PDF? Hello. Just be detached. If you're detached and you're like, I sent it, I sent the message, I sent the SOS out, that's all I need to do. Don't need to do anything else. The rest will take care of itself. Cosmic journey. What we got here? Oh, happy birthday. There could be some conflict and arguments. I don't think it's anything terrible, though. I also feel you're trying to deal with something. Most welcome, my love. I almost feel there is a circumstance that you're dealing with. This can be in your career and you're like, I just want to get this together. I just want to make it work. Venus retrograde, especially relating to business or technology or money, all of that is going to be under restructure. Okay. So those of you that are dealing with that, especially for you, Cosmic Journey, I just feel that you're really trying to address it in a different way. You're trying to get it to a point that it's where it needs to be. There could be some frustration. I do feel you're going to get some lady luck. I definitely feel revenue is going to increase. Where it does come to TF, I feel there's some frustration here. I also feel, again, I get choppy communication. This could be snappiness. This could be making statements. I don't feel that you're not seeing eye to eye. I do feel that now you are in a very different vibration, if that makes sense. There's a lot of frustration. You're like, every time you think that that goalpost is closer, something comes back up. That's what's been weighing heavy on you the most. I don't feel it's that you don't believe in the journey and you don't have faith, but I do feel because you have traditional energy, you are looking at their situation on their side of the path and you kind of feel it's going to lag out. Even though you do know it's quite toxic and it's nothing that they're really, really spiritually connected to, there is this frustration that you are having with it. And I do feel it's going to be articulated. I do feel gradually you're speaking about this. There also could be some information on their side of the fence to do with paperwork. It could be some sense of a contract, something relating to the karmic. But it feels an entanglement. Now, this could be a card that is, again, I can't give you legal advice, but this could be one of those cards. So it's something to do with either a severing of a contract, something for the karmic, something that they need. And there's been a pause on this. This feels it's coming in, but it can cause some anger, especially if there's some delay, especially if you physically are looking at that going, hey, where is that goalpost that was spoken about? Is that even moving? Is it even happening? I do feel they're pondering over this. There also could be a change around career for them or how they're looking at their future. I don't know why I get long hours. Whatever they're doing, it's taking them long hours. I do feel they're doing more than maybe the karmic, and you just don't understand it. You're looking at it going, I just don't understand it. For some reason, I feel if this person was, oh, this is shady. Okay, if this person was having issues walking, I'm physically seeing them walking. There's something that's been hidden. There's some sort of a white lie. It's going to come out. The cat's going to get out of the bag. I do feel you, look, something isn't true. Something has been fibbed upon, and I feel the cat is coming out of the bag. This could be something that, like TF tells you, and you're trying to, it's almost like not wanting to be the therapist to this situation. But you're like, what do you want me to say to you in that? I feel they're going to be getting some information. And this information is going to kind of shock them. You don't quite know what to say to them, but I do feel it might even make you cross, but initially it's just going to make you feel quite perplexed. I do feel growth in business. Something's going to be offered to you. This offer can be coming through them. But I also feel you don't, how do I explain it? You want something for a long time, not a short time. So whatever this offer is, it's like, it could just be for the interim, something to hold you over. But, you know, you're not wanting that. You're wanting the main meal. So you're really desperate to get to the root cause of things, to the crux of things, and renegotiate. And I feel this could be a circumstance that goes, they're mentioning 3 weeks. a window of 3 weeks. This could be for an outcome card for the karmic of a situation that they're waiting for. But you're definitely going to want to get to the root crux. It's not going to leave you alone. I just feel you're going to get to that point where both of you are really discussing it, re-looking at it. You're going to be grateful for whatever this offer is. And it's not that you won't take it or you won't do it. You won't have it. But you still are going to use and monopolize on that opportunity to actually get to the root cause of things and where you want to go. Tracy. Thank you, Lois. Okay, what do we have? Is Lois in the house? Is the microphone working today? Apologies for the last video. What does happen with technology, especially with beautiful StreamYards, is sometimes it disconnects your go-to microphone and it defers it to another microphone. And so that's what it did. And that was out of my control. So my audio generally is okay, but at times it disconnects it. And we do have the sun and minimum and we have solar flares coming in. So it is directly going to act a bit like a Mercury retrograde at the moment, in affecting our vibration, our vitality, but also technology. So we're just going to bear with it. So, Tracy, what would you like to know? Because they've actually stopped me and they're like, right, get to the crux of what this person wants to know. The first thing I do get is wealth. This also can be overindulgence, wealth, love, your personal feelings towards your past. But there's lots that's on your mind at this point in time. And I do feel you can be increasing your wealth, looking at ways you can. There is, am I feeling possibilities of overindulgence? Yes, but no, not really. I feel, if anything, that's good. I also feel what you want in your life is a lot more, but it's almost like doors opening for you and they feel quite positive, but it feels, especially with the Queen of Cups, they're showing me doors opening. Do I feel the circumstance with people around you can be quite focused on that? Like, do I feel that that's the be all and end all to you? No, I feel you would like that. I feel that would aid, and I can see that as a possibility. But I do see externally that maybe somebody that you are connected to is quite fixed in that paradigm. I just feel lady luck coming though. Definitely they're showing me doors opening. Again, I do see a party. This can be an anniversary, a party, a social event that you get asked to. This can be giving you contacts, connections, romantic opportunities, or a romantic connection. Yeah. Something is shifting though for you. Some problem that was there, it's no longer going to be. So it does feel in the months coming, what you're moving towards is resolving problems, resolving conflict, and getting yourself in a very stable setting. This can be with your daily routine. This can be around career, around your wealth. It just feels almost stable vibration. You also could be saving for a very big thing. I do feel there's a possibility of some kind of celebration. I'm also hearing kicking habits. This can be like looking at things that are really costing you, looking at things that maybe are impacting you. But again, I do feel there's a lot of people around you at the moment that you could be observing that are really stuck doing certain things, and it's just not resonating with you. But they could be coming towards you for advice, for support. This could be coming soon. if it hasn't happened already. But it feels like there's some circular energy around you at the moment, maybe, that is struggling with certain things, and you have some expertise in that area. I do feel if this is about career, this can also be going up a level at work. Maybe this could be a home-based business, something that you're wanting to launch. Could be something you're already doing, but it's extra responsibility. I also feel you're going to be more assertive in your life in general, which is strange because I find your vibration to be, how can I explain it? Very understanding, very this is assertive. This is kind of cutthroat. It's like it's not your common frequency. Do you get what I'm saying? So there could be an attitude change that comes about quite radically, and it's almost like, God, where did that come from? But it feels quite, and you're going to surprise yourself. So it could be, you know, something goes down, and the way you relate to these individuals is quite shocking to you personally. But it's almost like what you think is what's coming out, and generally, you know, we kind of have that filtration there, and it comes through in a very different way. I feel there's going to be no filter, and I feel it's going to be very blunt and direct, but I feel ultimately it is required, but it's a new vibration. If there is an issue with the contract, I feel it's going to be resolved, but again, I do feel you're getting straight to the point. Lots of offers, lots of opportunities. I just kept saying doors opening. If something isn't serving you and something isn't feeling it's relating to you, I do feel these opportunities ahead, but I feel it's going to require you to be quite assertive with it, and it is going to go in your favor. Yep. Any questions? I hope this lands. I feel it's a major situation you're dealing with. You're having to take a tactical approach. If it was business, for instance, it's restructuring, cutting things out, adding things in. It could be people. It could be directly where you work. It could be groups around you, people cutting out, people coming in. It's reshuffling, but it's definitely going to change. It could be making you feel a little bit like, is it going to be okay? I do feel so. If you do feel out of your depth with the situation, they're saying seek a professional. It'll go in your favor. And again, I do feel some people around you that at the moment that are a bit needy. An old situation from the past is going to resolve itself. I feel there also could be some gossip. This could be surrounding love. I feel you are going to feel more positive when you hear this, but there also could be communication for you coming in. I do feel, look, overall, you're looking at your side of the fence. Where it comes to love, I definitely feel gossip coming in. Some sort of gossip. Something that will give you a different perspective. Do I feel on your own side of the fence? Look, I feel positivity. No questions. I've been more straightforward. Yeah, look, I was seeing like sacking, restructuring, reorganizing. I do feel it's positive. Even when it comes to attracting contracts, I also feel you'll be quite lethal with that. And you're going for gold. You really do. You have come a long way. And I think once you adjust to these things, there's information regarding either contract or love coming in for you. Okay? There you go. It's all come up in your cards this week. I hope that helped. Twin Flame LP. And the super chats are closed. Otherwise, you can come to our next one. Okay, so you have a fresh start. Hey, how you doing? Okay, your vibe is light. It's light, but What am I getting? Okay, I don't know why this keeps coming up. There could be some transition around the location you live. There also could be some transition around love. But it's disappeared. Let me look. Let me see. I'd have to log in. I'm out. The only problem is the names that we use on YouTube and the names that we use here generally aren't the same. So the first thing I do have hasn't come up, my love. I can't find it. Okay, so the first thing I do have, it was around, should I manifest a soulmate, twin seams, energy? Look, this Venus retrograde generally is to do with the past. So manifesting, and you won't know too, in the laws of attraction, when universe believes that you are ready for a connection, they're just going to bring it to you. And generally that is to do with detachment. When we do attract a person, I read this, I do actually do posts on what they call, and I can never pronounce it, it's AQUARIUS, I think it is. And it's to do with twin flame path, spirituality, different things. It keeps my vibration fresh, and I love to see people's comments. And one of these comments was, I'm very detached, and because of the mirror, in my perspective, I believe that if I am no longer chasing my twin, they will no longer chase me. But what it tends to do is, in the interim and the energy of the different stages, when you get into the runner and the chaser, the feminine is running from herself and running towards a goal. But there's something in you that you see in your twin that you wish you could be. And not all of it, really. But there's something that we learn from this person, right? So when we say the chaser, divine feminine, or the empath energy, doesn't have to be a feminine, that individual is running towards something that they see is worth it. And it's like, wow, this is great. The runner, so feminine chaser, masculine runner, is like, you must be crazy. And they're running from connections. You're running towards connections. What happens is when you go in an opposite direction, the runner becomes, the chaser becomes the runner. So all you do is swap roles to learn their side of the fence until we become whole, where we are not running, we are not chasing, we are in receivership mode. And we understand that what is meant for us, you won't need to manifest. What is meant for you will come towards you. During a Venus retrograde, what you will find from a psychological point of view is you may be tuning into a previous love interest. Okay. And we don't need the tags for that. It could be a karmic, it could be a soulmate, it could be a feminine, masculine, right? It is common prior to reunion, to attract people from the past back. Is it a good time to go into a brand new connection? It'll just naturally come towards you. It's not like we click our fingers and some Omar Sharif drops down. True? So you do want a fresh start, right? That is something you're wanting. You're like, look, sometimes it can be, look, paint's drying. I'm ambitious. I want someone who's a go-getter. I want someone who's got a house. Maybe who you're attracting is a family person, has kids. There's a possibility. But it also could be generally, when your twin is in a karmic relationship, you are psychologically healing a wound relating to a previous relationship. And many of us can say, no, but I'm completely single. But you psychologically are healing a wound relating to a previous relationship. Sometimes it can be us stating, well, I could have had kids by now. I could have been married by now. And it can be that vibration. Sometimes it can be, but where they're stuck, we're stuck because it's joint energy. So, you know, and that's the way the healing goes. I do recall getting really angry with the mirror, but also realizing sometimes when we're in harmony and duality, sometimes it's just when it's ripe, it's ready. Does that make sense? Physically manifesting somebody in, it won't happen unless you're ready. And if you are manifesting it, generally it's because we feel there's a lack within us somewhere. Does that make sense? But do you? This is the question, because it's joint connection. So generally what is happening, the blockages that are happening on your side are still resonating inside the joint connection. Does that make sense? And that's where the coaching comes from. That's where understanding these paradigms in the situation can help you unblock it. Have you been tuning into a past love interest? That they would have been safe for that. You could have had kids by now. You could have been married. Does that make sense? Well, Venus retrograde is generally not the greatest time for it. So what will happen in your aura will be. But do you have healing associated to it? Doesn't mean to say they were the best thing since sliced cheese. When we're hung up on it and hell-bent and like every person I've attracted has had some third-party shit going on, it's still the resonance of the vibration, right? So they are making reference to what you are looking for is a connection, somebody who's a go-getter, somebody who's ready for a connection. But during a Venus retrograde, what you are likely to attract is when Venus is retrograde, at a collective level, we are thinking about our past, right? So if you were to meet somebody at this time, you would need to really go very slow, have no attachment, because psychologically or physically, they could be dealing with a past person. Now, it doesn't happen every year, but it is happening this year. This is one of those years where we had Mars retrograde relating to males, masculines, and Venus retrograde in the same year, feminines. And it's in Leo. So we're going to have a lot of ego. We're going to have a lot of, where is this going? This is how my life should look. The pain, right? You don't want that. You're open to a connection. But a lot of your cards are to do with a healing energy that's coming up at this point. So do I feel there's a possibility? Yes, I do, 100%. Just be careful of the reasons why you feel detached but ready. All I can say to you is 9 times out of 10 during a Venus retrograde, newbies that do come in could be quite fleeting. So the opening of that would be potentially September. It's not to say you can't. It's to say how you really truly feel about that new energy coming in won't be decided on your side of the fence probably till September because of the vibration of the astrology. Healing around twin, you won't think about it. You'll be very detached. You'll be open and you will attract. It doesn't mean to say from a spiritual point of view that the contract is actually over. These individuals will come back into your life till the karma's over, till the healing's over, till the chapter's over, because you have a life contract. Okay? It doesn't mean that you have to choose them, but it does mean until situations are resolved and universe feels it's such, you do have a contract with your healing and ascension. And, these lessons can come through with soulmates until they're resolved. When we're whole, you'll have a reconnection with twin. Not necessarily do you have to have a reunion. I've had no new individuals for years. What zodiac are you? Again, since 2020, it's been a very strange vibration. But at the moment, it's Venus retrograde. It's Cancer. Again, that is going to dissipate for you because your Venus house is Capricorn, technically from a collective level. And at the moment, we had the South Node in Scorpio, We had Pluto in Capricorn. It's all really hitting your Venus house. So it's wounds relating to the past. It's like I'm ready for bloody new. 2025 is when it leaves that area, totally. But you definitely, even right now, we had the new moon in Cancer. It would have, even though it's a new moon, it's you suddenly feeling, hey, I'm ready for something new. But this week, honestly, in astrology was shit. So you personally can be going from highs to lows, from I'm ready for more, I want it now, but why isn't it here? And feeling almost at times pixelated, because we had both the moon in Capricorn and the moon in Cancer in 1 month. So this has been a very hard month for Cancers and Capricorns. A lot of the vibe is shown here. You are ready for it, and it's not to say you can't have it. But because Pluto was in the South Node, technically with Scorpio, and Pluto is at the critical degrees, it's bringing tension points of change in your love life. Okay? It is coming where it's that, I almost look at this as the lunar cycle for you. So there's a rebirth happening inside your life and you're attracting different things, but you can feel, is there anybody out there? Is there? It is going to be, and it's going to be deep, but you're going to, you have really changed since 2020. Like, if to me, spiritually, I see Cancers as being very different people. Changes in jobs, changes in the vibration of your wellness, the way you cut people out of your life because you need to. Even though we do look at your zodiac sign as a very empathetic, understanding kind of zodiac sign, it just won't be like that forever, okay? Because being cruel to be kind sometimes is necessary, and it can't be everyone apart from you, if that makes sense. So I feel you've gone through a huge evolution. I think you need to be really gentle on yourself. You are potentially going to have, especially, lots of changes around love, very positive ones at the moment, because we do have now the North Node in Aries, okay? And 7, 8. Yeah, so your purpose and your goals and where you're going and your fun, lots more money coming into your life, love and marriage, it's all there. But because Neptune is retrograde, it's causing a bit of disillusionment. I would use some amethyst. I would use some tourmaline, do some recovery, be open with your heart chakra, and I feel there is possibilities of connections and movement in love. I don't have a bad feeling, Dale. You're not going to be single, so I wouldn't stress about that. But this month has been crap. I just want to FYI you. It's been hard. It's been revelations of change. If universe feels you're ready, Dale, they're just going to bring it to you. They're honestly just going to bring it to you. You won't need to look for it. You won't need to manifest it. It'll just happen because your heart chakra will be open. All right? It'll be open to attract it. Char. Last but not least, my beautiful. How you doing, Char? So interesting. I came across a little write-up with the different frequencies of zodiac. So the North Node in Aries, being forgotten, being unnoticed, accomplishments, achievements, but it's more on the lack side. Last but not least, Char. Thanks, Lois. Char's probably gone to bed. So it's the house of self. We're like, okay, what do I want to be? What are my goals? What are my hopes and dreams? Doing pretty good. I feel it's really surprising at the 2 gems. They're doing pretty good, especially with transits and Virgo at the moment. You keep getting a male guide coming through around you at this point. I don't know who this person is. This could be father. It could be grandfather. There is a male guide around you, and they're very protective of you. I do think that you're going through some changes. These changes, you're rolling with them. You're good. What are they showing me? Thank you, Lois. Look, it also can be some sentimentality. So this can be feelings towards past love, towards past people. It can be very, where is that kind person? How did that make me feel when they were like that? So these can be some memories or flashbacks that you have. It can make you chuckle a little bit. But I definitely feel there's a guide on the other side that is very loving towards you, very supportive. They want you to have happiness. They're really quite protective of you, and I feel they're trying to bring it in divine order. So it's almost like they're trying to bring it towards you in its purest form so that you can have what you directly need. You might have had a social event or a birthday party pass by. This could have been an anniversary, a social event, some of your pastimes as well that you're directly looking at, you're wanting to change. But they're making a reference to a party or a birthday or a social event. It was past tense most recently. I don't know why they're making a reference to that. Was there a social event you went to that had something interesting that happened around it? Yeah, I'm traveling okay. I've been pretty tired actually with the transits and, with the 2 jobs, but balancing it. I mean, it's almost lunchtime here now. I've been up since 5. Generally, I'm up at 3:30. So, needless to say, by the time I get home, I'm pretty cooked. Okay. Yeah, because there's something around. Was it a birthday? Okay. Was there something that happened around that that you have some question mark on? Was there something odd? Like, all they're making reference to is an event that happened at a party. And after that, we can proceed. That's generally how psychic downloads go. It's like, okay, we need to establish what this party was, what this event was, because they're making reference to it, and then I can build upon that. But they're wanting me to talk about it. Whose birthday was it? Was it a birthday? Did you go to it? Was there some emotion that happened? Was there something that happened on that day? What is the significance? We can almost add you on screen, Chara, if you don't have music on. Do you want me to add you to the stream? Invite. Copy. As long as you don't have music on, Char, you can come and join me. Just got to make sure I don't have any Facebook on. You don't even have to have your camera on, lady. Do you want to come on screen? You can turn your camera off. Just had a lovely time with family and self-awareness. You jumping on or no? I need to turn that banner off. I feel like I'm scrolling along the bottom. It's driving me a bit batty. It was making me a bit dizzy there. Just had a lovely time. I love the delay with technology. It's like, I'm in Australia. Did you get the message in America, Char? I'm telling you, it'll be amazing by 2025 to see how quickly technology advances. I'm probably going to puke. I mean, especially with Pluto and Aquarius, it was like freaky. Hi, gorgeous.
Hello, it's working.
I get this. Why are you going to make me bloody do this for, woman? Probably because it's easier to communicate than bloody typing. As you know, technology just goes back and forward. Okay, so the one thing I will say is, who is this man that keeps showing up for you?
As in spirit guide, it could possibly be my dad.
Okay, because it is a male energy. And this, I knew it was somebody that's come in before because there's a male energy, and I'm telling you, they're super protective of you. But they're like, I don't know whether you spiritually talk to them or whether it could be like, Dad, when you get help with a girl out, when it is this Omar Sharif coming to me, something like that. But they're very particular, and you are special to them. They have received your order. They're going to make sure your life is going to be okay, and they're going to bring things to you. Could it be that there is an anniversary date or something significant around you? Usually with, say, Neptune and Saturn retrograde, our loved ones on the other side will come through, but it could be an anniversary of some description close by, of a birthday or the day they passed, or some life significant event that they had or that you're about to go through. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, it does. I've had a few incidences. I had a birthday that I just went to last week, as well as my dad's anniversary of his passing in June.
There you go.
And then my birthday too, as well.
Yeah, and yours as well. There. Okay. Was your birthday a significant date? You know how we can have 25, 18. You don't need to tell me your age.
Yes.
There you go. That's another reason. They're like, I was meant to be there. So, again, it's like they are there. Social event, right? They're also making reference to the fact you're being too bloody strict on yourself, that you're like, I should have had my life together. And that you had a vision of what your life was going to be. There could have also been somebody at the event that maybe chased you off. Did somebody irritate you?
Won't go into it, but yeah, just a little.
I don't want to get into it. Like, they really shat me, but we just won't talk about that. So this person has offended you, okay? Your father is making reference to, they are aware. It's like, and they're probably like this all the time. But they're making reference to the fact that this person has offended you and you felt quite judged or quite compartmental, something to do with that. Does it land?
Yes.
I'm sorry. It will be okay. Everything is going according to plan. You don't need to explain your life to this person. They find it very amusing. It could even be somebody that was related to them. Maybe not. But somebody has offended you, okay? Did you get different styles of gifts? I mean, that's a general thing. But, I mean, look at the card. You're like... You got some very interesting, like, varied. That's all they're saying. Varied.
Yes, yes, I did.
So it could have been anything down to, I'll just give you a vague example. Champagne down to roses. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just like really, they're all different. One, you're not so hot on. You also in your life want to live the dream. You could be wanting to have fun. You could be, maybe you got a bit intoxicated. They're making reference to that too. But you're wanting to have fun, point blank, Sarah. You're wanting to live the dream. You're wanting to have those things. And it's not that you're not grateful for everything that you have. I also am showing here that you may get some gossip through the grapevine. This could be just intuitively you feel because of the transits, there's that distinct possibility. But this could be, some gossip coming through the grapevine. You have some situations changing with your kids. Again, they're making reference to the fact that you're very grateful for what you have. Like, your guides want you to be more assertive. Your guides want you to be more direct with what you're wanting, because you are turning negatives into positives, which is a good trait. I'm not saying it's not, but they're saying you're not being direct in what you're wanting. So it's almost like, do you get what I'm saying? It's like, oh, this and that is there, but, in hindsight. So it's like they're wanting you to be very direct and they're going to bring it to you.
Okay, yeah, because at the very beginning of this, I was very direct on what I wanted, the who, what, when, where, why, how. But
Yeah.
now I'm like, whatever will be, will be.
Yeah, I understand. It's like this happened. Yeah, but I can't understand. It's like they're saying you're being washy with it.
Yeah.
And look, being direct is just like, because what we do is get our ego involved, right? So when we're trying, manifestation is more to do with that aura. So it's like, um, I remember having some bar stools that I had my eye on years ago, and I think I mentioned this to you a while ago, and it was like they were really expensive, and I was a single parent. And I think on this one occasion, I looked at them and I went, I don't know how, I just felt it would be. And I think because of that, I did end up getting them. And that happens a lot in life when we not necessarily go into the how or the why or the when, but just knowing what you want, it will come towards you. So your guide, more than likely, your dad, he's kind of like, you need to be like really assertive here. You need to tell me what you want. Tell me what you want, and then don't question, like, okay, what's going on here? Don't do that, because they will get your signal, but you need to hold that vibration. And when you're holding that vibration, that gift is coming towards you, and it's going to bring it in its healthiest format. Because he's sort of saying, look, you kind of keep changing your mind or empathizing and understanding, and then feeling maybe I do, maybe I don't. And you do know what you want. You just have been too empathetic and understanding.
I honestly have.
This also can come down to your kids. I'm hearing I empathize and understand. I do feel you have become more strict with it. Not that I think they're terrible. I think they're bloody angels, actually. But hey, that's me. I feel you do want change. There's a possibility of a holiday. I do feel some money coming in. Yeah, no thinking of the things you don't want, okay? Look, overall, I feel your energy is positive. Your dad's still hovering around. He's still asking more questions. Did your dad like him? Yes, regardless of meeting.
Yes.
He did. He does. He still does.
He just doesn't like how he ended it the first time.
But that part he's organising. He's actually sorting that and aiding that person through their spiritual awakening. You may be thinking, look, I don't know why they're showing me this. This individual that you are in love with, we're speaking in code here because I like doing that. You do have a very traditional viewpoint of parenting, being in a relationship, how those things go, but your sympathy, ethics, and morals are impacting the manifestation because you're problem solving for that. This can be the karmic, this can be if they have kids, it's almost like you're projecting forward, if this happened, if that happened, and it's kind of blocking the blessings, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So if you were thinking, oh my God, if I heard that they had kids and this was all that, don't do that. Try not to do that. The other thing I am getting is there can be information coming through the grapevine relating to the first karmic. This can be mother of children. Again, I'm speaking in code. And again, I see lady luck around money. Again, I can't advise you financially. It can look like a lottery.
That would always be nice.
That would be lovely, right? Any questions before I go?
No, I think you nailed it on everything.
Okay. You have good luck around you. You do have a friend coming back that you haven't spoken to in a while. And I don't think it's because you had a falling out. I just feel it's been a while, and I feel them coming. Maybe they're in your suburb, they're in your area, they're coming to visit. There can be old connections that I do feel coming around you, but this is someone who is quite significant. They're going to, if they haven't made contact yet, they're going to.
Okay.
You're going to be happy to hear from them. It's somebody that you had a heart soul connection with, but I feel them communicating, coming back. Tell me how it goes.
Well, I sure will. Thank you.
Love you, lady. Have a great week.
You too. Bye. Thank you.
Bye now. I hope you guys had a great time. I will see you hopefully for the next one if you want to join us. And we do have these chats within the YouTube membership. So if you do want a private consult and you can't afford a booking, you can come through where we do have super chats that are private in our YouTube membership. Take care. I'll see you soon.